The name of the show is 4 bedrooms with an ensuite, a garage and garden in a nice neighbourhood. Each work is specifically discussing instances of black value systems in conflict with dominant white societal norms. There are 4 works. I prefer to call them 4 sites. The name of the first work is Alabas Brain. You're initially confronted with this earth mound. It's a physical barrier that takes on the form of a mental barrier, a spiritual barrier in itself. The origin of its conceptualization comes from my hometown, where I would see the council put up this type of barrier in order to stop certain types of people from hosting those spaces, like parks and public spaces. It holds tension in being a space that encompasses a lot of trauma, whilst also being a place where restoration and meditation and self-realization is able to take place. The second site is Muktar, Latwan and Crosslawn, Fair Trade. The 3 microsites are made out of joss paper that has been doused in alcohol. The joss paper itself, it comes from a Chinese tradition where it's also known as hell money, ancestor money. They use the money as a way to give offerings to their loved ones or ancestors. And this speaks to Muktar, a UK drill rapper, dealing with the grief of his 2 best friends being murdered in tragic circumstances. CJ keeping up appearances, when you take a step back and look at all of the components as a whole, you see that this site builds to a calling out, a manifestation of how I see the end game for black culture within a Western European society. The use of the silicon flag, or skin flag as I like to call it, comes in the form of the pattern from a bandana flag in the fashion of African traditions involving scarification. Sitting under the flag, you have a photo of a white Tupac in a business suit, a manifestation of Western society's idealization of black people. I've scaled up an ant-bait station because there's an enzyme inside of the ant-bait station that is infused with poison, and this enzyme attracts ants. An ant would go inside the ant-bait station and take this enzyme and bring it back to the colony, and that's what kills the colony. I'm making a metaphorical link to what has happened in the UK drill scene over the past couple of years, where the rappers and the scene itself has extracted certain elements from American culture and taken it back over here and then disseminated it to its audience. The show is a continuation of my investigation into the mechanisms of power and oppression and the disastrous consequences of these processes for black self-determination and ultimately black life.